Hey guys, it's Katie, and today I want to talk about how I repaired my damaged, broken, bleached blonde hair into the long and healthy hair that I have today. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoy and give this video a like, and let's start. I'm gonna leave timestamps in the description down below because I'm gonna talk about 3 things today. The first thing is how I even damaged my hair when I was bleaching it. I mean, obviously by bleaching it, but you know the story of how I completely damaged my hair. The second thing is gonna be how I repaired it. What did I do? And the third thing is gonna be the products that I used. So let's start with how I even damaged my hair. It all started off when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 14 years old, and I had really dark brown hair. Like they were almost black, okay? And I always wanted to be blonde, like really wanted to be blonde, but people were telling me that blonde doesn't suit me, and I was like, yeah, okay. But then one day I was like, screw it, I want to have blonde hair, I don't care what people say. So what I did is I bleached my dark brown, almost black hair on my own pretty much. I mean, you know, someone did it for me, like I didn't do it myself, but I didn't go to a hairdresser. That's the whole point. I did it with, you know, very cheap colors, and you know, number one, it took ages to get them blonde, okay? Like I had the weirdest colors, like they were so orange, they were yellow, they looked awful. They were this typical yellow blonde hair, and oh my gosh, when I look at these pictures now, I'm gonna insert pictures throughout this video. I bleached my hair for, I don't know, I think almost a year, maybe like 10 months, until people were coming to me and they were like, did you cut your hair? And I was like, no. You know, and when the first person said it, I was just like, okay, maybe she just thought I had longer hair. And then the second person came up to me and she was like, oh, did you cut your hair? And I was like, no, why is everyone asking if I cut my hair? That was when I realized that my hair was breaking off. It literally started breaking, and it started getting shorter and shorter. It came to a point where when I made myself a ponytail, there was one side that was longer than the other, so I didn't even, you know, I mean, not all hair are even, I get it, but when I had a ponytail, people were asking me if I have extensions because it looked like I had this real hair and then the rest was the extensions. That's what my ponytail looked like. It looked awful, but yeah, that is what happened when I bleached and damaged my hair. I did it on my own. I did it with very cheap colors, and I did it from very dark to very light. Before we get into the how to repair damaged hair, if you want to bleach your hair, if you want to have blonde hair, don't do it on your own. This is my advice before we even go into how to repair your hair. And I think the biggest advice I would give on having blonde hair is pretty much decide if you want to have blonde hair or if you want to have healthy hair. Okay, how did I repair my hair? Let's start off with the first thing that I think is for me the most important and what brought me the most growth. So the first thing I would highly recommend if you have super damaged and broken hair is to do hair masks. And what I mean by that is I also use, you know, a hair mask that you put into your hair, leave it in, and, you know, then wash it out again. That's the one type of hair mask. But what I mean is putting in some coconut oil or argan oil or castor oil. What I do is I usually do this on a Sunday because on Sundays I don't go anywhere. So I just put all the oil into my hair, as much oil as I can put into my hair, and I put it in my scalp until here, okay, and I, you know, massage it into my entire hair. And once it's done, I'm gonna braid my hair or do the hairstyle that you like the most. Just put it somewhere in the back because everything's gonna be oily. Be careful if you wanna lean against something, use a towel because it will be oily afterwards. I just leave this in the whole day and then wash it out in the evening. You can totally do this overnight, but I just prefer to do it during the day. I think it's way easier. That's what really grew my hair. Like that's, if you only do one thing, I would highly recommend doing this on a regular basis. I did this for months or years, once a week, like religiously once a week. Now I do it when I have time or I don't have any plans on a Sunday or just when I'm feeling like it. Second thing is, and don't roll your eyes or click out of this video, but this is so important, and that is to stop using heat, or wait, not use as much heat. Don't use heat every day. I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you how many times you should use heat. Obviously, you can use heat once here or there, but don't overdo it. And use a heat protector. I mean, I don't know if this works, but just use it. It doesn't hurt, or I guess. Tip number 3 is to not wash your hair too often. This depends on how oily your hair is. Dry shampoo is gonna be your best friend. I wash my hair once a week, sometimes twice, but only twice since I have been working out. I religiously wash it once a week for years. Now I sometimes wash it twice a week. Really depends on my plants and how they look that week. Tip number 4 is to keep your hair moisturized. I mean, if you have oily hair, maybe not, but if you have super dry hair, which you usually get from bleached hair, what I do is I just use hair oils that I'm gonna show you in the products that I use, and I just put them into my ends. But you can totally use coconut oil and just put a little bit on your hair. Just be careful so they don't get oily, but just see how your hair is feeling. If it's feeling dry, put it in every day, or put it in every second or every third day. I just would recommend doing it how your hair feels. You know, you can feel if it's dry, and if it's dry, just put a little bit more oil in there, and you know, go with flow, I guess. Tip number 5, and that is to have regular trims. And if you're like me and you don't want to go to the hairdresser, I cut my hair at home. I've been cutting my hair at home for, I think, at least 5 years now, okay? I cut off my ends just as much as I want, and then I go a little bit, you know, I have a little bit shorter hair here, and just cutting everything, just, you know, just a teeny bit, because I think number 1, at the hairdresser they cut off way more than you say, and number 2 is it's super expensive to just get your hair cut. Like, I already pay enough to get my hair dyed, and at home you have the convenience, you can do it at 2 a.m. in the morning and nobody cares. So, and just a bonus thing, what you could consider is if you have a lot of, you know, your hair falling out and really struggling, maybe even your nails, you can take supplements like biotin. Obviously consult a doctor. One thing I would give you on a way is everyone who is telling you that you can grow your hair in 2 weeks is lying to you, okay? Depending on where you start, this will take months or years to grow, okay? But hear me out. I didn't focus on growing my hair. I just focused on getting them healthy and not broken anymore. And I swear to you, they grew so much I didn't even notice. Suddenly people were like, oh my gosh, you have so long hair. Like, your hair is so long. And I was like, no, it's always been that long. Why is everybody saying it? And then I looked at pictures from years ago and I was like, oh my gosh, that was how short my hair was. I didn't even notice that they were growing, okay? If you don't start growing your hair now, in a month or maybe in a year, you will look back to now and think, why didn't I start a month ago or a year ago? I'm sitting here and telling you, start now. And now I'm gonna show you the products that I used for, you know, repairing, growing my hair. I think my dog is joining us. I hope you don't mind. This is not sponsored in any way. I'm using all Schwarzkopf. I don't want to say it in English, like Schwarzkopf. That's how you pronounce it actually. I'm using all Schwarzkopf products. There's a very simple reason why I'm only using this brand, and that is because my hairdresser only uses Schwarzkopf. So I asked her what she's using on my hair, and then I just bought everything that she uses because I always like the way my hair looked when I went to the hairdresser. So first thing is my shampoo, and I'm using this huge bottle. I'm buying all of this stuff pretty much on Amazon. I'm buying pretty much my entire life on Amazon, but I'm using the Bonacure Peptide Repair Rescue micellar shampoo for fine to normal damaged hair, and I use the exact same conditioner. It has a C on it. It took me months to realize the difference. You might think I'm dumb, maybe I am, I don't know. This has an S and this has a C. Shampoo and conditioner. I always use a hair mask because I don't wash my hair that often, and I'm using this Bonacure Hair Therapy Oil Miracle Barberry Fig Oil and Keratin Restorative Mask for very dry and brittle hair. What I use for heat protectant is actually not by Schwarzkopf, it's by GHD, and it's this heat protect spray. Buying this on Amazon. Then I'm using 2 sprays and 1 oil, and one is this spray here. The lid is actually broken. This is the Fiber Force Fortifying Primer for Over Processed Hair, and I just spray this into my hair after I washed it. Also helps brushing it. And then I use the second spray, which is like, I'm not gonna read the whole name again, Arborific Oil and Keratin Restorative Conditioning Milk, and I also spray this into my hair after I washed it. And what I'm also using is the Peptide Repair Rescue Sealed Ends for Damaged ends. This obviously is not gonna repair your hair magically, but my hairdresser uses it and I trust her. And I think it makes my dries ends look better. And then for the oil part, and I think this is the most important thing, this is the Hair Therapy Oil Miracle Finishing Treatment, and this is what I put into my hair when I feel throughout the week that my ends get very dry. And this bottle seems small, but this lasts me for months, okay? So, and then I just have my dry shampoo. I'm using this, I mean, you know, this dry shampoo everyone uses, I guess, the Batiste dry shampoo, or at least I think, I don't know. That's what I'm using for dark hair. And the oils that I'm using, I'm just using this one here from Amazon. It's the Naissance castor oil. I love castor oil. And the other one is just coconut oil. Totally, you can order your coconut oil on Amazon. I just get mine whenever I'm getting my groceries because it's, I don't know, most convenient for me. Before I end this video, something very important I forgot before on how you can ruin your hair. I would highly recommend not using this very hurting hair ties. I would recommend that you use something more, and that is that you use something like this, you know, these scrunchies instead of this, because if you're wearing a ponytail a lot, and that is something that I would also recommend, don't wear a ponytail all the time, because if you make a very tight ponytail, your hair actually can break off at the top, because especially when you're using hair ties like this. Just a bonus tip, I forgot this earlier, but subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, and check out my other videos. Follow me on my socials, on my Instagram and my Twitter, and like this video if you feel like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!